And by the way, if you're just tuning in, we're with Dr. Jeff Life, wrote the Life Plan. You look like that under your...
I do.
Now, you went through this transition, though, yourself.
I did.
In your book, you say you were probably depressed. You were a medical doctor. You appeared to have it all, but you felt lousy.
I felt lousy. My sexual function was declining. I felt like I was a bad example for my patients. I had a
Did you really?
40-inch waist. Well, you can see what I looked like back in my 50s. And then I did the Body for Life contest with Bill Phillips in 1998. And that really changed everything.
You entered a contest
to change my
to
body.
be in good shape, okay.
And I won that. I became a grand champion for my age group. And that really changed my direction in medicine. And then 5 years later, I learned about age management medicine through Synergenics, became a Synergenics patient 7.5 years ago, back in June of '03, and it's changed my life. And I wrote this book because I've seen what it's done for me, I've seen what it's done for my patients, and I want to get as many people as possible to realize that you don't have to just age like your parents did. You don't have to follow the course that your dad followed.
Do you feel better now than when you were in your 50s?
Absolutely.
You really do?
Oh,
Without
no
question?
comparison. No
Really?
comparison.
What's better now than when you were 50? Obviously, you have more wisdom and perspective. But do you know you feel better?
Oh, I know. I mean, I wake up, I get out of bed in a flash. I'm on the go throughout the whole day. I have more energy than some of my staff, most of my staff that are in their 30s. I have more flexibility than I've ever had because I've worked at it, quicker than I used to be because I'm training in Taekwondo, martial arts. My sexual function is as good as it was in my 30s. It had really taken a hit when I was in my 50s and early 60s. That's all changed.
You travel more now, you
travel more,
enjoy life more. See, a lot of people want to do those things, they just don't have the motivation. When you optimize hormones, eat better, get plenty of rest, I mean, does your motivation come back? And elaborate on that.
The typical patient I see has lost their motivation, their zest for life. That's one reason they come see me. They don't want to go to the gym anymore. They're not making progress. They really drag themselves to work. They're competing against people younger than they are, and this is a threat to them. Once I get done with them and get them on the right exercise program, it changes all that. And they can compete with the best of the best.
Give me a success story. I mean, give me an example of a guy that was down and out, and you know, physically, mentally, and through what you're doing, everything changed.
I had a doctor that was in his early 50s, and he came in on diabetic medicine. He had a 43-inch waist. He had 30% body fat. He could hardly get up a flight of steps without stopping and catching his breath. He had gone to his doctor, and his doctor said that he was just needed to lose weight and exercise. That's what his doctor said.
Okay, that's good advice.
Yeah, you need to lose weight and exercise.
Okay, easier said than done, I guess.
So I got his hormone levels. His testosterone was in the bottom quartile. In other words, very, very low. His DHEA was low. His growth hormone level was low too. His thyroid, he needed some thyroid. He needed to be put on a really regimented exercise program. So we helped him with that.
Okay.
And he had to really eat very carefully, and we helped him design his eating plan.
You help wipe out their cravings.
Yes.
Is that right?
Absolutely. I have a whole chapter in my book on that.
Yeah.
And so he started doing all this. And 4 weeks, he calls me. He says, I'm feeling so much better. I've dropped 10 pounds. And I'm going to the gym every day, 5 days a week. And he says, it's truly amazing. This is 4 weeks. At 8 weeks, I redrew his blood, and his growth hormone level had gone up 110 points. He was making his own growth hormone level.
So you didn't have to give him growth hormone?
I didn't have to give him growth hormone. His testosterone level was now at a healthy 40-year-old level. His DHEA had come up, which to a healthy level. His thyroid was perfect. He dropped a significant amount of body fat. And his endurance, I do VO2 max testing at my office, which tells about cardiovascular fitness.
Is it a treadmill? What is it?
It's a bike.
It's a bike, okay.
And his VO2 max had improved, so his cardiovascular fitness had improved.